Rostering students in Classkick. So once you have your assignment made, or maybe you want to start with the rosters first, you will need to roster your students. Again, make sure that you have Pro School underneath your name. If not, go to Profile, check your organization, make sure it says Insight PA Cyber Charter School Official, and then go to this Plan tab. If it's still showing as basic, ask me or someone else like your principal for a Pro invite code. Put that in here, submit, and you should be all set and ready to roster. So when we go to roster, I go up to the green circle, just like a new assignment, and select that. I could import from Google Classroom or select a new roster. Say I wanted to do a new roster like this. I could do it for this year, and I could select the color that I want showing next to it. And then I'm ready to add students. Once I click Add Students, I will have the choice of Basic or Portfolio. We're going to use Portfolio. We have Portfolio or Pro accounts, so we have that availability for Portfolio. What Portfolio does is it gives them one login, and it is usually standardized according to your grade band. So make sure you check with your grade band about how they standardize their usernames. And then once they have that username and password for Classkick, they will see all of their assignments in one place. So the science teachers' Classkick assignments, the math teachers, the Spanish teachers, all of those assignments will be in their account. They'll have a portfolio of all of their assignments available in the same place. So they don't have to use separate logins for each of their classes. So we always select portfolio. Once you do that, you'll see that some names already pop up. There are a lot of students already entered in here. You should not probably have to enter new students. So when you are looking at these, you can search for the student, select the checkbox next to their name on the left, and then continue adding those students. Once you add the selected, continue adding selected students to your portfolio until you have all of your class list added. Now, if you did happen to have a new student that does not have an account, you would create portfolio students. You could import that from an Excel file that you saved as a CSV, or you could add them manually. Again, make sure you check with your mentor about any grade band conventions for usernames. So for instance, if they're using the student ID with a letter in front like A or C, and then that would be their username, and then adding a password after that, using a set convention, then you want to make sure that you do that as you add students. So you will need to know that before you can add their username here and their password, because you could also overwrite the password here. And then, of course, first and last name. So make sure that if you do have any students that need to be rostered, that you add them carefully, because the other teachers on your team or the other teachers who teach that student will want to be able to access that information as well. Once you have added all the ones that you would like, you add selected. Say I wanted to add this student. It will bring it here. And then if I made a mistake, I can always delete that student from the roster if I need to. Once I have all my students on there and all ready, I can then go back to my roster name. I can also go to my assignments and select any of my assignments here and assign it to a roster. So remember, once you click the assign button, you can then select which roster you would like it assigned to, and it will show up with those choices that we talked about in the assignment video. That's all there is to rostering students.